Hello?
Hi, is Kim available?
Yeah, this is Kim.
Hey, it's Caitlin calling from Communication Services at SSE. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Are you available to do that phone interview now?
Yep.
Awesome. Sounds great. So the first question that I have for you is, when did you decide to come to SSC?
Probably around August 2018.
August 2018?
Yes.
Okay. And then why did you decide to come to SSC for your education over other schools in the area?
At the time, SSC had a lot of the courses that I wanted, and during the times where I could take them.
Got it. And then what are you studying?
Right now, my potential path is construction management. The class that I'm taking is estimating.
And then is your purpose in coming to SSC to brush up on your skills in the trades, or is it to actually receive a degree or certificate?
I'm kind of in between right now. It is primarily to, I think, brush up. And brush up might be too strong of a word. It's really to gain some skills from more the management side of construction.
Got it. And then when are you anticipating to complete your education at SSE?
Probably within another 1 to 2 semesters.
Okay. And are you planning to continue your education in the trades after graduating from SSC?
Yes.
Okay. And where are you planning to go after you graduate from here, after you finish your education?
I want to stay in real estate, and I actually want to become a general contractor.
Cool. So your eventual career goal is to. Can you just talk to me about your eventual career goal?
My career goal is to be a general contractor. Right now, I'm a licensed realtor, and a lot of my business is I'm working with clients who either want to renovate homes to flip them, or to buy apartment buildings that need renovation, and to do property management. And a lot of times I'm at the mercy of contractors, and it's kind of frustrating. And so my goal in coming here was to learn a bit more about the actual management piece, so understanding how to put bids together, understanding pricing, so I'm not kind of held hostage to a contractor, and also to understand the scheduling piece, so how long should it really take to get a property renovated or to have a new build done. So basically to understand the scheduling, to understand the pricing, and I was also interested in taking the rehab class. I was there at first. I had to drop it because of my schedule, but to just also understand a lot of the work and how to operate together.
Got it. And then do you have any mentors at SSE, and if so, can you tell me about him or her?
I'm new. I just started this fall. So right now the only person that I'm coming in contact with is my instructor, and he's really, really good. He's really open to helping, and that's been probably the most enjoyable part, is that I don't feel like he is treating me as though, oh, you don't have any experience in this, whatever. Like, he's very open. He's, I think, a really great instructor.
Cool. And that's Gene Damiani, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then, so you decided on kind of going for, I guess you could say, like a career in the trades to help with your current position, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just wanted to double check and make sure that I was on the right page. And then why do you think others should consider, I know that you're relatively new to the program, but why do you think others should consider a career in the trades?
My experience, and the reason I'm doing it, is because I have a bachelor's degree. I worked for about 20 years in a very corporate environment, and now that I relocated to Chicago, it's been a challenge trying to find employment, and it's been frustrating because I feel like, and not to say I don't want the battle of to go to college versus not going to college in terms of getting a 4-year degree, but I feel like if I had done this 20 years ago, I would have at least been able to go and work and or find work without being held hostage to if in a corporate environment I was being accepted kind of back into the fold, if that makes sense. So
it does, yeah.
I definitely feel like because a lot of this, a lot of the work in the trades I was doing right out of high school. So I had been working on homes before, and a lot of them were DIY projects, but I really enjoyed it. But that wasn't supported, you know. And I can't say it was because I was a woman. I can't say it was because, but I just feel like from my generation at that time. And my family's experience, it was, you know, and my peers, it was, oh, you go to college. Whether you knew what you wanted to do or not, it was college is the path, you go to college. And so in those years where I was working, I actually always did work. I always worked on my own places. You know, I hung drywall, put in floors, you know, so it, for me now, it's just kind of this natural progression of something I probably should have done 20 years ago.
That makes
complete sense.
Yeah, no, it makes complete sense to me. No, I completely understand. So you've like hung your own drywall and have done all of that stuff already up to this point. Do you have anything like that scheduled in the near future? Any, even if they're like DIY projects, anything like that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I actually have some clients that I'm working on trying to find them properties to flip, and I won't be doing all the work. I'm not that adventurous for other people. But even in my own home, that was one of the exciting parts about the rehab class, is that I'm like, oh, there's some work that I need to do on the home I'm in now. And my mother has actually was like, hey, could you do some work on my home? So I think probably right now my schedule's full with class and working, and I'm a single mom of 4-year-old twins.
Oh, my goodness.
So probably after this semester, yeah, I'll start doing some work around my house. So, yeah.
Now, I know that, is there anyone that sparked your interest in this field? I know you said that you started it when you were, like, in high school and that sort of thing. Like, did you have your dad or your mom or grandpa or family member, anybody that really kind of got you into this field originally?
No, I think my mom and dad, they had completely different careers, but they were always kind of doing little things around our house, nothing major. But when I was probably about 18, 19, we were living in a home that had an older bathroom. And I said to my mother, well, I'll do the bathroom. I want to do the bathroom. And she let me. And that was pretty much the start of it. So I was never told I couldn't do it. I just was never kind of introduced to the possibility that it could be a career. And then in my early 20s, I was probably about 22. I bought my first home with my then husband, and that we didn't have enough money to have someone else renovate it. So we had to do everything ourselves. So the demo, so I demoed the property, hung drywall, put in block windows, redid the bathroom, redid the kitchen, laid tile. Yeah.
That's awesome. And did you just kind of like learn through like doing it yourself? Is that how you kind of learned how to do all of these different things?
Yeah, interestingly enough, it was probably the early 90s, early mid-90s. There was no Home Depot, or at least near where I was, and it was a store called Handy Andy, and you could go and buy books. And that's what we did. I would go and buy books and read the books on how to lay the tile and how to do the drywall. So, yeah, it was all self-learning, self-taught.
That's really cool. And then you said that you're currently working a full-time position. Can you tell me a little bit more about that and where you're working and kind of what you do there specifically?
I'm a realtor, and so basically I'm licensed in the state of Illinois to sell, as we like to say, anything below or above the ground. So right now, probably 99% of my business is working with residential clients and investors who either want to purchase property as their primary residence or sell their homes or buy investment property.
Got
so
it.
I basically am kind of, the way I describe it, I'm a real estate consultant. That's what brokers are. So I help you. I find out what you're looking for. I go out. I help you find the property. And I'm doing a bit of general contracting, not as intense, more so as a project manager. So if I have a client that says, I want to flip a house and the house needs work, most of my clients don't live in the state of Illinois, and so it's my job to go find the contractor, get the bids in, to oversee the work. So.
Awesome. What's the name of the business that you work for?
I work for an agency. It's called J.A. Gibson, G-I-B like boy, S-O-N, Realty, R-E-A-L-T-Y.
Okay. And how long have you been with them?
3 years.
Awesome. And then what were you doing before that?
So before that, I worked in marketing and event production, so global marketing and event production in the sports and entertainment industry.
That's a big change.
Yes, it is.
What made you want to make that jump into becoming a realtor?
I've always enjoyed real estate. It's similar to the construction. So I bought my first house when I was about 21, 22. I've owned income property, and alongside of while I was building my career, and I lived abroad, and I came back to the United States, and when I moved to Chicago in 2013, I couldn't find work anywhere. I mean, I was interviewing, but no one would hire me. And at that point in my career, I've been doing it about maybe 18 years. And I was in my early 40s, about to be a new mom of twins, and I just decided that I was tired. I mean, the jobs that I had, I used to travel a lot, and it were very long hours. Mm-hmm. And I just kind of made the decision that maybe it was time to kind of tap out. I did not want to keep working those hours and working that schedule, but also I wasn't having any luck. I was getting called for interviews, but no one was offering me positions. And I was like, okay, well, I need to not be at the mercy of someone deciding if I can come and work for them or not. And so real estate, because I had always had a passion for it, a very good friend suggested that I go and work with, he's actually my best friend. I went to work with his mom as a realtor.
Oh, okay.
And kind of have not looked back. It's been awesome.
Awesome. So you've found success in your field as a realtor.
Yeah.
Good. Now, I know that you said that this is your first semester at SSC, but is it difficult juggling college? Are you taking one class here right now?
Yeah, just one.
Do you find it difficult to juggle even one college class with working a full-time position? If so, can you tell me kind of how you've been able to do it so far?
Yeah, it's difficult. I think the easier part for me, I'm a realtor. I pretty much am an independent contractor, so I'm really self-employed. So I kind of make my own hours. The hard part is, when you layer on the job and school and being a parent, it's just trying to find the time, especially because for me, the class I'm taking is so new. There's a learning curve there. So it's not like I'm doing something I've always done and I can, so I need the time. The hardest part has been finding the time to study outside of class. So taking the class is great. It fits within my schedule. And the school I live on the south side of Chicago, on the southeast side, so it's really convenient. But it's just kind of finding that time outside of class to, just kind of, not so much to do homework. We don't technically have homework in this class in the traditional sense, but to work on what I'm learning.
Got it. I know that you said that you live on you said southwest side of Chicago, is that what you said?
Southeast.
Southeast side of Chicago. Do you get an in-district tuition rate by going to school here?
No, I am out of district, and I have missed the deadline to apply for, I guess whatever it is, I can't remember the reciprocity sort of agreement with the city of Chicago.
Okay.
So right now I'm paying out of district rate.
Okay, okay. I was just curious if you were, and I know that are there any other community colleges near you that offer a program like this? That
No.
offer one like South Suburbans? No. Okay, so we're like one of the only ones. Would you say?
Yeah, the school in the city of Chicago system that offers the program is not as convenient. I live 9600 South and in like 2000 East.
Okay.
I don't know how familiar you are with the city, but this school is like 6400 South and a little further west.
Okay.
So it may, if you look on paper, it may seem like it's closer, but with traffic and it's not. Like, I just left school when I was talking to you. I was pulling out of the parking lot. I'm about 3 minutes from my house.
Oh,
you know
wow.
what I'm saying? So, yeah. So to try to go to Kennedy King College would probably take me about 30 minutes. So it almost doubles the time.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I was just curious. I was like, I think you're in like the City Colleges area.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
But the college that's closest to me doesn't offer the program. The college is literally like probably 8 minutes from my house.
Yeah.
Doesn't offer the construction management piece. It's going through Kennedy King College.
Got it. Okay. And then when it comes to the field, what are you most passionate about when it comes to the trades? Or when it comes to your job?
I just really like the creating part, like the fact that I can see something that no one else wants or would want to like live in and transform it.
Got it. And
that I can do it on my own. Not like, clearly it needs a team.
Yeah.
But, I'm in control of that.
Got it. And then what's your favorite part about the trades? Do you like the carpentry aspect, the plumbing aspect, the electrical? So far, what is your favorite thing to do and why?
I haven't necessarily done it at school yet, but I think the part for me that's probably the most interesting would be a mixture of painting and carpentry.
Got it. How come? Why are those your favorite things to do?
Just because I kind of feel like the carpentry piece, you have to understand that to understand how it all kind of comes together, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. And then the painting piece is like the finishes are the piece that really kind of will set it all off to an extent. Like, it's just kind of the dressing. And like you can change a space with paint. Yeah, that's actually our house. We bought ours in 2013, and it's like built in the 40s. And I swear, just adding a coat of paint to the house mm-hmm. and not having like nasty old like yellowy colored mm-hmm. walls, like it mm-hmm. adds so much. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's a huge impact. And then this question may be a little bit too early to ask, but is there a story of someone you've helped where you feel like you've made a difference in their life when it comes to your work in the trades? I guess it's not necessarily too early to ask, though, because you've been doing this, you said, since you were a teenager. I'm just wondering if there was somebody that you really feel like, you really made an impact in their living space. And if so, can you tell me that story? It might seem kind of cheesy, but I would say my 4-year-old twin. And I say that because we kind of inherited a home, and it was, older home, built in the 30s, 40s. Mm-hmm. It was my aunt's home, and it was, the carpet was kind of 40 years old. It sounds like you were probably in the same situation with the house that you, so it when we first moved into the home, my kids were maybe about 18 months old, mm-hmm. and so they were just so restricted because I didn't want them to crawl on the floor. It was just my angst because I just knew who knows what's under this carpet, who mm-hmm. knows, and it just affected how we lived in the space. And then once kind of the dust settled and we were in, I actually took a couple months and I pulled up all the carpet, I redid the floors, I painted, just kind of rearranged the space, opened the space up, and it just made such a difference for them, like, to be able to play. And, you know, of course they couldn't verbalize it at that time, but they, at 4 now, they love being home. Like, when we're out, if we go out, you know, they like going to the park, but if I'm making extra stops, they're like, let's go home. And so I think without them being able to tell me, is they love being home. That just those simple changes just changed the space for them. The way it kind of transpired, and just I think opened our home up. And even people who, you know, people in our family have come into the house and are like, oh my God, it looks so different. And I didn't open up any walls. I didn't do anything but change the flooring and paint it.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then how would you say that SSE is helping you get to where you want to be professionally?
I think the class that I'm taking, the estimating class, is huge, which is why I wanted to take it. Just understanding how to put bids together, but also understanding the pricing. So when I'm working with my clients as a realtor, I can legitimately say to them, let me take my notes, get back to you, and I can give you an estimate of how much it will probably cost to renovate. And I could do it because of my experience, but I never felt comfortable because, you know, I don't really like playing with other people's money in that way, and so I would always have to be at the mercy of waiting for the contractor to come in, for him to tell me, yeah, this, and this. But now with this class, I feel like, you know, not that I would replace the contractor, but if I go home and run my numbers and I can say, okay, it'll probably be $70,000, I feel really confident that, you know what I'm saying,
that number will be pretty close. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. And then I know that you said you've been doing this a little while, but do you feel that the trades is a welcoming field for women? If so, can you tell me a little bit about that?
I will say this. I feel like this program has been welcoming. I think that, how can I put it? For my experience, I feel like we might still be considered a novelty. You know, when I was preparing for the class, and I was at Menards and Home Depot getting my equipment, and I can't tell you the number of men that stopped me. Like, oh, you're doing a project? Oh, you're working in your house? And I'm like, do you stop other men and ask them that when they're buying construction hats? And, you know, and I had one contractor who was in front of me in the checkout line, and he was, oh, wow, you're going to be working on a project, huh? I said, well, yeah. Oh, what are you doing? I said, building a house. He was like, what? And he was like, you know, and so, you know, in the conversation, I said, yeah, I'm a realtor, but I'm taking a building rehab class. And he was like, oh, you need me. I said, no, actually, you need me. I'm the realtor. You're the contractor. You know, and he just kind of laughed, but, you know, I was getting that the entire time I was shopping for gear and equipment, you know, and it was for men in the trade. And I'm just like, I'm sure you don't stop men who are buying the same exact things, hammers, tool belts, and ask them, oh, what are you doing? You know?
Yeah.
So I feel like, I'm not going to say it's not welcoming. I just feel like we're still considered a novelty. And even I had a young woman, I walked in the bank after class one day, and a young woman kind of stopped me and was like, you know, I was asking myself, wow, what does she do? And so one of the reasons I was talking to Eugene and agreed to talk to you is that I just think it's so important because even when I worked in sports and entertainment, it's a very male-dominated industry, especially for what I did. And I just think more young women, more girls need to be open or kind of exposed to the fact that these aren't male jobs. They're human jobs. And if you enjoy it, you can do it. And interestingly enough, when I was working on the house, I have footage. I took video. My son, I have boy and girl twins. My son, who likes to build, had actually no interest in what I was doing. My daughter was helping me measure out. So she was laying the planks because I did the laminate floor. So she was laying the planks. She had her little tape measure. And I just thought it was so awesome, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Why do you think like women don't usually choose jobs in the trades?
I think fear. I think fear of feeling out of place, and I think ignorance, because you think that the boys or men know more than you do, and so you might not want to be embarrassed, or but clearly sitting in the class, I realized that the men know about as much as I do, which is little to nothing, and so I think that that's probably a bit of it, and I still think there is a lot of gender bias in how we guide our young women and men to pursue careers.
And then why do you think women specifically should consider a career in the trades?
I think that, just in my opinion, I feel like there is, I can't say job security, but income security. I feel like my friends both, I don't know a lot of women in the trades, but I feel like the men in the trades that I know, there's always work. So, like, my ex-husband is an electrician. He works for a very large hospital in the city, but if he wanted to, he could also do his own independent projects. I have people, I know people, now more so because I am in real estate. Almost all the people I work with are men, and whether they have day jobs or they have day jobs and they do side projects, or they're they started their own companies. Like, people will always need people in the trades.
Yep.
And so I feel like for women, there's income security there, and there's flexibility, because there is a bit of entrepreneurship to it. So, yeah.
Gotcha. And then what did you do? I know we talked a little bit about this, but you said that you were in the marketing entertainment industry. What did you do? What did you do in the entertainment industry or in marketing?
So my job was primarily to oversee marketing of consumer events and oversee the production of large-scale events. So operations, logistics, if you will. So everything from basketball games to different kind of mobile tours, and then marketing, like I said, marketing for consumer events. So overseeing the strategy, ticketing, the production of creative, things like that.
Got it. Now, at SSE, are you a part of any of like Phi Theta Kappa or any clubs or organizations, anything like that yet on campus?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so, because I know you've got your hands pretty filled.
Yeah.
Are there any? Now, you mentioned too. My next question was, are there any personal obligations or hoops you're jumping through while attending SSE? One of my examples that I have on here is, are you taking care of children? And if so, can you tell me kind of how you're able to juggle taking care of your children, your twins, while also going to school and maintaining a full-time job?
Well, right now, my kids are in preschool, and they go all day. So they're in school from 8:30 to 3:30, or I can let them stay in aftercare at school until 4:30. So that helps a ton. My class is at 10 in the morning, or 10:30. So I pretty much get up, I take them to school, then I'm able to go to class a little bit early, work on some things, and then after class, kind of move forward with my life. So it is tight. Taking this one class 2 days a week does eat up time and energy, because you forget 20 years later that it's draining. Like just kind of going to school and getting there and homework and I know it's only a couple months, so I'm just kind of pacing myself, but it helps that I have a very flexible work schedule, and my kids are in school all day.
Got it. And then do you I know that you said that you have some photo or video of, you said your daughter helping you while you were working on your house. I'm wondering if you have any, you said you took part in the rehab project here. Was it last semester? Do you have any photos?
No, it was this semester.
Oh, this semester. Okay. Do you have any photos from your experience?
I think Eugene took a couple of photos of me and the other woman that you're going to be interviewing. So he should have those.
Okay, sounds good. And I'll probably also, if we do decide to schedule an interview, a video recorded interview, I'll probably stop by your class one day to record a little bit of footage of you in the classroom too, just to give you a heads up.
Okay.
And then, let's see. I think that's pretty much all I have. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, nothing else.
Okay. All right. So the next step in my process is I have to write a paragraph about our conversation and then pitch your story. And then after that, I'll actually be able to arrange for a video recorded interview. Do you have any questions for me?
Nope, nothing else.
Okay. Okay. And this is the best number to reach you at, right?
Yep.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you telling me your story, and we will definitely be in touch, hopefully within the next couple weeks.
All right. Thanks a lot.
All right. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
You too.
All right. Bye.
Bye.